Shivoo, very happy to have you with us. So,
Same here, Glenn.
do you like my introduction? Actually, I know.
Yes, very much. Thank you. Thanks for that, Glenn. You
So,
actually summarized synopsis of what we do in a very nice way. Thank
yeah.
you.
So, would you want to give a little bit brief introduction of yourself, a little bit, and then I will start my interview.
Sure. So, as Lynn said, I work in Synopsys right now. I work out of Bangalore. Our team is, spread across different cities in Bangalore. We have an office in Noida, which is in Delhi, which is north part of India. We have an office in Hyderabad, which is east of Bangalore. We are 3,500 people in India. Overall, we have 12,000 employees in Synopsys. So India actually has around 30% of the world workforce right now. Synopsys India has been in existence for last 25 years, and Synopsys as a company exists for last 30 years. So pretty much in the first 5 years of inception, Synopsys opened up the center in India, and of course we've been growing since then. We have a very good team and a presence in Taiwan. Our main office is in Hsinchu, but we have an office in Taipei also. As I don't really exactly know the number, but I'm sure we are more than 500, 600 people in Taiwan because we have two buildings. One in the Science Park, very close to TSMC. The other one actually is inside the Chiao Tong University. And one of the reasons why we got inside Chiao Tong University is, as Lynn rightly said, the top three universities, in Taiwan, NHTU, NTU, NCTU, pretty much have the best talent, and we wanted to tap into this best talent, and that's one of the reasons why we tied up with the NTHU and Chiao Tong University, and actually set up the office inside the university because we do a lot of collaborative efforts with the company, with the students, and there are a lot of research projects we're doing with PhD students and professors in Chiao Tong University. So people who are looking to go to Chiao Tong universities or NTU or NHTU, it's a fantastic university. It's in the top 50 in the world. So you got a fantastic opportunity for you guys also. The second thing is before Synopsys, it's been 2 years now in Synopsys. Before that, I was in MediaTek. As Lynn said, I was actually the first employee of MediaTek India. I started MediaTek India semiconductor group. So it was a lot of questions, a lot of concerns before a Taiwanese company wanted to start in India. So it's not an easy job to convince a Taiwanese company to actually start a design center in India. I was successful in doing that. So from one, I was the first employee, and then we grew to 500 people in 3 years. So I was the general manager and site head at that time. So I used to travel to Taiwan almost monthly once to actually get people to either Taiwan or India. When I joined Taiwan MediaTek, we were, I think, hardly two people, Indians in Taiwan, nobody else. And today, I think in MediaTek itself, we have more than 100 people. So we were able to move a lot of people from India, the best talent from India, to work on some cutting edge chips in Taiwan. Today, nationality really doesn't matter, whether you're an Indian or whether you're a Taiwanese. If you have the right skill, if you have the right attitude, you can join any of these companies, whether it's MediaTek, whether it's Synopsys, whether it's TSMC, whether it's Cadence, our competition, doesn't matter. As long as you have the right talent, right attitude, willing to work, I think you have enough opportunities. And before MediaTek, I was actually in Synopsys for 11 years. So this is my second stint in Synopsys. So that's my quick summary.
So, Shivoo, how they find you to start? I have prepared a lot of questions, but since
okay, no problem.
so how they find you to become the first employee? I mean, for MediaTek, or you go there and then say, I can do something for you.
No, not really. So after I quit Synopsys, I was doing something totally different. In fact, I was running a school.
Yes.
I had pretty much come out of industry and I was doing something totally different. And when MediaTek wanted to start in India, they usually, any Taiwanese company usually talks to a lot of people before they take a decision. And MediaTek also actually reached out to Synopsys and said, I want to start in India because they think Synopsys is a good global company. And MediaTek wanted to have the global tag name because everybody started calling MediaTek as a Taiwanese company. And MediaTek wanted to be known as a global company, right? Whether you are in Taiwan or in China should not matter. People wanted to be known as global company. So that's when MediaTek actually reached out to Synopsys and asked, how do we start? So the CEO of the company, Shivoo, actually asked his the trusted partner to find out a person in India who can help set up the team. And that person referred my name. So my name actually went from Synopsys to MediaTek. And MediaTek reached out to me saying that, Synopsys has asked us to talk to you. So can you start talking to us? It actually started with the talk. I had no intention to join MediaTek at that time. But, one thing led to the other. And finally, they said, if you are planning to come to MediaTek, and only then we will look at opening the design center. So that's when I decided, okay, let me take it up. So, the whole thing happened in 3 months. So it was not a quick, interaction and we decided. But that's how actually MediaTek came to India. MediaTek already had a software center in India, but not the chip design center.
Okay,
so I joined the chip design center.
The chip design center. So what do you think, what is the main, how does that, attributor that that the Synopsys that the CEO referred to? So because you're a good friend, or because that you're the past record, or what do you
past record, I guess, because again, when I joined Synopsys, we were 67 people in India. And when I left Synopsys, we were 1,400 people. Wow. So I was a part of the growth journey in Synopsys. I was known to build teams. I was a proven leader in Synopsys in managing and setting up teams. So I think that was one of the reasons why my experience actually helped me, get this job in MediaTek.
Okay, let me stick with my question. This, otherwise I'm gonna do haywire. So my question first, in 2001, so you used to work in the US in Intel, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So why that time? Why you moved from Intel in US back to India?
So I was in a very good position in Intel in Portland, actually, in Oregon. And things were going perfectly fine in Intel. I was very, very happy with the work I was doing. But India, it was booming. It just started to expand in India. Semiconductors was something which was actually picking up the steam. And again, Synopsys was the first company I did approach, primarily because my family is in Bangalore. My extended family is in India. So I really wanted to be with my family. And that was the motivation for me to look at Bangalore. But again, at the same time, the company also mattered to me, because if I'm quitting Intel, it better be a better company or a good company which will match the kind of work I was doing. And again, I was doing a master's part-time when I was working in Intel. And for my luck, Synopsys actually was inside the campus. So Oregon Graduate Institute is where I did my master's in VLSI. And inside this campus was Synopsys office. So I knew a lot of people. So it was easy for me to reach out to Synopsys and, get the job and move to Bangalore. So that's how I moved to Bangalore, early 2001.
So you have the PhD title. So when did you get your PhD?
I got my PhD 2 years back. So while I was working in Synopsys, while I was working in MediaTek is when I registered for the PhD in India. And I finished my PhD in 5 years. And I actually was awarded PhD when I joined Synopsys.
Oh, you killed 2 birds in 1 stone.
Yeah, I killed, I think, 3-4 birds in 1 stone.
And then, no, I think 3 birds, and you are able to move back to India as you wish.
That's right.
So in 2007, you were awarded the Employee Excellent Award. The only less than 0.5% of almost 6,000 employees among that received that. What is the key contributing factor of this achievement?
So usually Employee Excellence Award in Synopsys revolves around multiple value systems. So it is not just performance. It's an entire value system of a person which will be measured. and awarded with this. It of course goes with employee nominations, management nominations, and then one person gets selected. So usually it goes through a very rigorous process of selection, and then we get awarded. I was lucky and very humbled to get this award in Synopsys. Again, primarily because of the entire the performance definitely matters. At the same time, the value system and how well you have embodied the company value system matters a lot. So we all work, while we work on the MBOs, which is the management objectives of the company, the goals of the company, it's very, very important to understand the culture of the company and the values of the company and walk the talk. So people who do that usually gets recognized in any company, whether it's Synopsys, whether it's Intel, whether it's any of these companies, they do get recognized. And I firmly believe, irrespective of what we are, how we are, it's very, very important for us to align first with the company policies, company culture, and company values. Uh, then you think about yourself and your team and other things. So people who've been believe in this have been recognized in the company, and I am a strong believer of that. So I think that was one of the reasons and primary reasons why I was selected for this.
Okay. You guys actually, I want you to pay. I mean, very. I mean, echo what Shivoo just said. One of the, I'm saying that later. I'm going to say that again. That what Shivoo just said is that before yourself, your capability, before your team, you need to make sure that whatever you are doing have to in line with the company's value and the company's culture before anything else. That is actually is one of the key things that make you will do well in the company. Remember what I'm just saying later. You would relate to what I'm going to say later. Okay. Wow. Um, so to get this like the excellent employees, how many hours you work a day? Or no, so wrong question to ask. How many how many how many days your wife will see you in a week?
No. I actually balance my time very well. So I start my work very early. Start my work at 6:30 in the morning. So I usually leave home at 6 o'clock in the morning. 6:30 I'm in the office. 6:30 to 4:30 is what I work, and I'm completely working during this time. I don't do anything else. I don't pick my phones. I don't do anything other than Synopsys work. So 6:30 to 4, I give my entire time and bandwidth, my mind, everything to the company. So anything I do, whether it's studies, whether it's upskilling myself, whether it's family, whether it's friends, everything happens after 4 o'clock. And usually I don't, of course we are always connected to the company because we have our phones and emails coming most of the times, but I try to maintain that balance between work life. So I really don't work 24 hours or anything. I think all of us, if we work 8 hours effectively for any kind of job, it's more than enough. It's actually a misconception when people say I work 24 hours or I work more than 24 hours. It's nonsense. If you work 8 hours per day, with focus, it's more than enough. No company expects you to work more than 8 hours because the work assignment happens assuming that you're giving 8 hours of work to the company. So it's as long as you can balance that and focus, I think it's good enough.
Shivoo, this theory will only work in 2007. Right now in 2020, pandemic, everybody work from home.
No, everybody is logged in doesn't mean they're working. Just because you're in front of the computer doesn't mean you're working. So you have your, Facebook open, you have your LinkedIn open, you have your chat messages open, you have everything open at the same time. So there's no way you can say you're working. Of course, you're in front of the computer 24 hours.
That's what my daughter and my son do. Even they have the online class, and whenever I just look at it, I think sometimes this YouTube screen was there. I was like, huh? Then they will say, okay, yeah, my class need the YouTube some video. I was like, huh? So that I think you are right.
No, this generation is also different. They have the capabilities to multiplex better than us. They can do two things at the same time very efficiently. We cannot do that, so they can do it. So
my daughter is there. Please don't say that. Otherwise, she's gonna follow you. Okay. The question is, So after working 10 years, 11 years for Synopsys, and why you quit your job and you start this, the first, the India first college preparation school. Can you tell us what is the motivation for that?
Sure. So I actually love teaching, and though I was working in Synopsys from 2001, I've been working as a professor in multiple colleges in India. So I've been doing a part-time teaching in the evenings or on weekends. So I always was interested in education. But 2001 is when I had already become a director in Synopsys. I had reached a good point at my career where I can look back and feel proud of whatever I've done. That's when I thought if I want to do something, I'm really passionate about doing something, why not do it full time? And why try to balance both of these things? And that was the motivation for me to start looking at education as a full time event. And again, I didn't have, I had done my house, I had, investments taken care. I didn't have any EMI to pay. So I didn't have to worry about money so much. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm settled. So why don't I start something which I really am passionate about? And that's the reason why I started looking at education. And this very good opportunity came through the number one university in our state, Karnataka, PES, offered me an opportunity to actually start the school in Bangalore. And it was a number one university in higher education in engineering and medical. So I thought, why not start with this project? It's a very good project. So I really thoroughly enjoyed setting up the school from scratch. Again, I was the first employee of the school, and I built the whole school. So construction, getting the teachers, getting the students, teaching there. I was a teacher myself. So thoroughly enjoyed my 3 years until the school was completely set. I was in the school, and once the school was completely set and stable, that's when I moved out to MediaTek. So that was a motivation for me to do that.
What is the school do now? I mean,
It's running. It's a running school. It's in the top five schools in Bangalore. It's rated, within the top five in Bangalore, and we have 1,000 kids over there. And this is one of the very good schools in East Bangalore. And we have a principal, we have a director, we have the whole system, taking care of the school right now.
yeah, but Shivoo, so what I can see you is that after like 10 years or 5 years that you, okay, yeah, let me start something new. What you would be?
Lynn, can you please repeat the question because
I
I
think
think you're
you,
Okay, okay,
yes.
okay,
yeah,
okay, okay. So it seems that you have the common. Can you guys hear me now?
yes, we can go ahead.
So you always start something from scratch, right? That I think that's your strength. So what is the
That's
next?
right.
What is the next?
So in Synopsys also, when I joined, I was given a charter to actually start something very new. And 2 years I've been working on that charter right now. So I had never managed the R&D team. I was primarily in the application engineering side. So I was given a charter to set up the entire R&D team in India. And I did the same thing. When I joined, we were, I think, 200 plus people. In 2 years, we are already 550 people. And we are growing. So Synopsys is a good company. Enough opportunities are there here for me to exercise my passion and skills. So once I complete this task, which will take another 2 years, I'm sure I'll get another responsibility in Synopsys, which will help me do the same thing. So that's one good thing in the company like Synopsys. So
Okay. So one question that I want to ask you is that because now a lot of like the IC design job, they move from US to like in the past 20 years, it moved from US to Taiwan, China, and India, right? Mainly, I mean, in Taiwan and China, India, yes, some, but now because the China dynamic change, right? So what do you think, what is the potential for, I mean the Indian student who study in the IC design, what, like the future will look like for Indian students?
see, irrespective of the political challenges we have, I mean, that's something which we cannot control, and we will always have social political challenges across around us. But for the industry, whether it's China, whether it's India, US, or Taiwan, good students with good GPA, with a good attitude, will end up in a good company. So they don't have to worry about it, irrespective of whether you're in China, whether you're in Taiwan or in India. If you're good, you will get the job because every company wants good talent. Doesn't matter. Last 20 years, I've seen the market wherever you are, whether you're in Texas, whether you're in California, whether you are in Sincho, every company, small, big, look for good talent. So if you are the right student with a good talent, good capabilities, you know how to present yourself, you have maintained your GPA well, you've done good projects, I don't think you need to worry about it. Whether it's India or Taiwan, you will end up in a good company. And wherever you join, it's very, very important that you build your expertise there. You don't keep shifting from one company to other just because you get $1,000 more or 10,000 rupees more. It's very, very important that you stick to a company for 4 to 5 years at least before you think of moving out of the company, right? And see, whenever I have changed jobs, I have always looked inside. If there is an opportunity within the company, I never look out for any other job outside the company. The only reason why I have changed companies is because there was no position available inside the company which matched my potential and my aspirations. It's very, very important for you to do that. I have reached a point where I can actually take a decision like that. But people who are starting new, it's very important that you're very loyal to the company 5, 6 years. I know you don't believe in this, but you need to believe in it. You have to be, consistent and loyal to the company because, today also, think about it. Why would a company like Synopsys refer my name to MediaTek? And I'm not even an employee of the company, right? The only reason why they would do it is because I was loyal to company. I was good in the company. I was one of the best guys in the company. I gave my 100% to the company. People remember that, right? Whether you are in the company or not in the company, they still refer you. And everything works through references, right? And today, if I have to go to, like I know Lynn for last 2.5 years, if I need any help, if she needs help or I need help, we pick up the phone and talk to each other. And we have never worked with each other so far, right? But still, it's that trust we have built in the last 2 years, which will help us work together. So it's very important for you guys also to actually build that trust and maintain that connections with your peer groups, with your seniors, which will really help you shape your career. So I really wish that you guys look into these things because I don't see that in most of the new students right now. They think it's not important. But trust me, it's very, very important to build that network and connections because when you're down, these are the connections and networks are the ones which will really help you.
So I think most of the people think jumping the job actually can help them to get a salary. But like you say, a little bit like, 20,000 or 30,000, 20,000 was a 10% increase. Actually, it will help you for the short term, but in the long term, actually, it would actually you will not benefit from that 10% of increase.
Correct. See, you should look at your career 10 years, right? So if you stay in the company for 10 years, you might get very small hikes, but eventually in 10 years, the amount of wealth you would have created will be much more than 5 companies you might have changed with the 10% increase in the salary. So you need to really look at long term and decide what is more important for you and then take the call.
Okay, you guys, if you want to apply for a Synopsys, that's the attitude you need to have. Okay, okay, okay. Shivoo, the other question, one more question I have is that since you have worked in U.S. and India and Taiwan, what is the difference of working culture that you can see among these 3 countries?
Culture is very, very different. More than the country, it's a culture of the company, which is very important for us to understand. I really do not, comment on the culture of the countries because every country is different, and it all depends on the people we work with and interact with. So let's not generalize and say the culture of the country is like this. We don't really have to worry about that part of it because in a high-tech world, we interact with people, and it's very important for us to understand the culture of the company. Yes, the culture of the company in Synopsys or in MediaTek or in Intel are very, very different. You need to understand that. See, I actually put it in 3 different things. Right? One is a company's culture is around technology. Company's culture is around people. Company's culture is around process. These are the 3 things. So there are companies They say, I don't care. Process is very, very important. Example would be IBM. There are companies which will say technology is very, very important for us. Examples can be Synopsys, Intel, many companies, right? And there are companies which say people is very important for us. For example, it can be Airbnb, it can be some of the startups which we have worked with. And some of them have a blend of these three things. So it's very important for us to understand what is the culture of the company. Is it people centric? Is it process centric? Or is it technology centric? So once you understand that, it actually makes it very easy for you to blend in with the culture of the company and then change accordingly. So that's very important for you to understand. And if you, as a new person, if you do not know that, you need to ask the seniors who have been in the company and understand where is the value system of this company. So for example, in Synopsys, it's a very people-oriented and technology-oriented company. If you don't know something, you can actually walk into somebody and just ask for help. You'll get it. You don't have to worry about it, right? You will get that. MediaTek, for example, is initially I realized that it was a very process-driven company. You need to manage the process. You need to first follow the process, and then it is a technology company. Right? As long as you are technologically very, very good and you're up to date, things work out perfectly fine. So you need to understand the culture of the company and then accordingly change yourself and adapt to it. That's very important.
So what you say is that when any this student, when they get into the workplace, before they try to show their muscle to anybody else, they should see what is the how do you say that unspoken language in the
Yes,
company first.
you need to understand what is important for the company. You need to understand what is important to the group you're working for. You need to understand what is important for your manager, and then you need to worry about what is important for you. You need to follow these four things. Then you will be successful. You cannot just go and say, I'm good at this, I'll do this. No, there is a company, there is a group, there is a manager who's managing these things. So it's very important for us to align first, and then, of course, tell, okay, this is what I'm good at. Can you get me a project around these skills? Manager will get you those projects. So that is not a big problem. So you need to understand first. So whenever you join the company, stay put, listen, observe. Don't do anything. Just observe. 1 year, 2 years, you need to observe first. You need to understand the culture. You need to understand what is important for the company, what is important for the manager. Once you understand that, then you start working towards it. It becomes easier for you to do it.
Shivu, you take 2 years.
Yes. So
Wow.
whenever you join a company, you just stay put for 1 year. You really need to observe the company. You need to understand. Now with the experience, we can do faster. My observation skills is much better today. My listening skills are much better. So I can understand the culture of the company most probably in 3 months. But when you're new, it takes time. So it takes a year or two. But as you go along, as you put more experience under your belt, it's easier for you to assess the situation.
Okay. Wow. You guys, this is a very good advice before you yourself what you want to show, but try to observe, and it takes at least 2 years. Okay, good to know. Last question, Shivoo, why you take your son to Taiwan to study? Of course, now he's in school, but
Yeah.
why? Yes, can you tell us
So
the reason?
Taiwan was very new to me. Though I had worked with China companies, I had actually not worked with Taiwanese before I joined MediaTek. I was really impressed with the way the whole company works. I mean, MediaTek is one of the best companies I worked for. Fantastic company. And I really looked at the talent inside MediaTek. Amazing. I mean, the students who joined from Chaotang University, NTHU, and NTU, or NHSU, fantastic students. And I really liked the way the whole company has come up. If you look at MediaTek, at some point Qualcomm or Intel would have crushed them, but the way they have stood and worked towards where they are right now is an amazing story. So I had a lot of interaction with Taiwanese while I was in Taiwan. As I told you, I used to travel every month. So I was very, very, I'm completely mesmerized with that region. I mean, it's a fantastic country, fantastic people, safe, secure, learning is really good. So my son is an American citizen. So he had a choice to, either study in America or in Singapore or in India. but he wanted to have international experience. So, and my choice was Taiwan, mainly because of the experience I've had in Taiwan. And that's when I told him, why don't you come to Taiwan? Just take a look at it. If you like it, then you can apply. So he actually traveled to Taiwan when he was in 11th grade. And he spent a month there in the university and with my friends over there. And he really liked the place. And that's why, we chose Taiwan. And again, Chaotong University is in the top universities in the world. And it's better than most of the colleges, which, in India also, compared to few IITs. Most of the other colleges in India are not even close to where Chatham University is in terms of world ranking. So he got a seat there, and he got a full scholarship. So he thought, why not? So that's why he moved to Taiwan.
He got a scholarship because is it?
No, not really, not really. So he applied and he got the scholarship. In fact, after he got the scholarship, I told the dean that he's my son, and then of course things went. He was by the way, he was the first Indian in the undergrad program in Chatham University.
Yes, yes, because that in the undergraduate, actually, you need to. But he speak Mandarin or not?
So because we knew he's going to go there in the 11th grade, we put him to Mandarin classes. So he had the basic Mandarin before he went to Taiwan.
Yeah, because at the Jiao Tong University, actually, all the courses in Chinese, in Mandarin, right?
Correct, correct.
Yeah. So wow. Okay, last, please give the advice to this 50, like 40 something, like our participant, the students. What advice you are going to give it to them when they are on the way of persuade or choosing their career?
Sure. My simple suggestion for you guys is work hard. Whether you are doing your masters or PhD, you are in a fantastic position right now. The opportunities are huge for you guys. It's much better than where we were. I didn't even know anything outside India when I finished my engineering, which is not true right now. People like to, Lynn, many people are helping you guys connect with the best of the world. So use this opportunity, whether you're studying in Taiwan or in India or planning to go to Taiwan. People who are planning to go to Taiwan, I would strongly recommend do consider that option, because it's one of the best experiences you will get when you do your masters there or PhD there. And really, really good people in the professors, the peer group, the Indians over there, very, very good community you have. Taiwanese also, they're very much like Indians in terms of culture. So it's very easy to blend in and work with Taiwanese. So that's one suggestion I gave. If you're really looking at studying, please go ahead and do it. And do not worry about jobs. You will get it. There is enough opportunities for you both in India and Taiwan, or in US for that matter, or in China also for that matter, where you'll get very, very good jobs. So do not worry about it. You are in, I think, the best of the best times. When you finish your program, you will end up in a good job. And once you get a job, my sincere request, stick to it. Stick to it for at least 2 years. I'm not saying stick to it for life, but stick to it for 2 years at least, because that's when you will know what that company is about. And then if you think that the company do not have jobs which will match your aspiration and skills, of course you should change. But do not jump just because you're getting more money. Stay with the company for at least 2 years before you take the call. And people who want to reach out to me, you can connect me on LinkedIn. Lynn will give you all the details. If I can help you in any way, I'll be more than happy to do that. Okay.
Okay. Shivoo, thank you. Okay, guys, if I will give Shivoo's email to you, but please don't bother him and please give me a job. That is not the question you can ask. Okay, but if anything that if you have any doubt on what career path search, then you can just ask him for his advice, not say, okay, give me a job. That kind of things that I will ask him just delete right away. Yeah.
So actually, all my I talk a lot in most of the colleges here, and I have a lot of presentations which I've uploaded on the website. So on the slide share, so I've sent you the link to everyone, so you can go through the slide share. All my presentations for the last 10 years is uploaded there.
Wow.
So
Okay.
most of the questions will be answered in the slide. So please take a look at it. And if you still have questions,
okay,
route it through them. Okay?
Yeah. Shivoo, thank you. Next time you
Thank you, Len.
come to Mumbai, I take you to good food. No, only now eating my food.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you, Shivoo. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.